Hi. Bring us your Stanley Cup.
Thank you for bringing me your Stanley Cup.
Are you ready, Diggle? Are you ready for episode 7? You ready?
I don't know if you can hear Diggle playing or not. Welcome back to Dumpster Diving,
The podcast.
I'm one of your hosts, Jackie.
And I'm Joe.
And I don't know if you can hear, but Diggle is playing like crazy in the background. He is tearing his Stanley Cup up. He has a Stanley Cup plush, okay? We are back with episode 7. We're excited to be here.
Number 7.
Lucky number 7. Anything new? Anything new going on with you?
Nothing new for me.
Nothing new?
No.
No?
Just about have Gigi all finished and all moved
That's
in
true,
and
yeah.
all decorated. It's so cute.
It is really cute.
And so that means I've gone back to work a little bit.
Yes.
Delivering packages again.
You worked today,
Shipped.
actually.
Yes, I did.
Sounded like you said something else besides shipped.
I said I worked for Shipped.
I read a lot. If you guys don't know, follow me on Goodreads. I was super on top of this. Just kidding. I was late to the party by 10 years. I finally after 10 years of this book being out,
It's been out that long?
It came out in 2015.
Oh, wow.
I finally read A Court of Thorns and Roses, AITAH, and I got to tell you, I'm a little obsessed.
She's hooked.
I'm hooked. My problem is I already know some spoilers because it has been out for 10 years and every person I know in the world has read it. Well, you haven't read it.
I haven't read it, but I'm going to now.
She is now.
Since you finished the first one, I'm going to start the first one.
But yeah, I thoroughly liked it. I'm giving a recommendation for a book that's been out for 10 years, so I'm sure you've already read it. Because like I said, everyone I know has read it. But if you are like me and you grew up with Hunger Games, Twilight, all of that stuff, you would like this. It's like, it's more of an adult Twilight, but it's like strong female lead. There's, I don't want to give spoilers away for you.
Fantasy. Kind of like Twilight.
It's a little more fantasy than Twilight. It's
Yeah.
not really set in like the real world.
Right.
Because as we know, Twilight is set in the real world. There are vampires that sparkle. That is the real world. I didn't know if you guys knew that. But no, I need to talk about someone. Actually, I'm having lunch with my friend tomorrow that has read it, so I'm going to talk about it a lot. But I can't talk about it with you yet, so.
Your friends will have to be careful because they'll be giving you spoilers.
I'm one of these people that spoilers do not. I'm so bad. I will look up stuff all the time. Like I said, I already know stuff that's coming in the next book. I know things.
She does. She does that to TV shows too.
Oh, I look up.
We're watching TV shows,
everything.
And I'm getting mad about something, and she's sitting over there just grinning, and I'm like,
it'll be fine.
You know something. You looked it up.
But I mean, okay, to be fair about this though, it's been out 10 years.
Yeah.
And to be fair about most TV shows, like we watched Lost. Like you can't expect me to not know something.
True. We're a little behind.
We're a little behind with the times.
I know that was the way I was with Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones had been out for years.
Yeah, until y'all watched it.
Before we decided to watch it.
But y'all didn't know much.
And then I loved it. I'd been over people's houses and they'd have it on, and I'd be like, "Ooh, I just don't want to watch that."
You're not a huge fan of fantasy when it comes to like TV and all.
No, I'm not.
But you're kind of weird because you like love listening to our D&D podcast.
Yeah.
Shameless self-promotion. Go listen to Barely D&D. I mean, like you like
Yeah.
D&D stuff,
Yeah.
and
I think once I get into it, just like Game of Thorns, I thought, Game of
She's mixing the two. A Court of Thorns and Roses. A Game of Thorns.
Game of Thrones. I thought, I wouldn't like that. And then, I got into it, and we like binge watched it because we watched it late in the game. So we were.
I'm weird because I used to, before I played D&D, I was one of these that I was very much against fantasy movies and stuff. Like, I was like, medieval time stuff, boring. Yeah. But now I'm like, I don't know, obsessed with it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, like, I love cozy fantasy.
Yeah.
We're talking a lot right now. I'm so sorry, you guys. We've probably been going like 8 minutes, I think, and we're just talking about books and stuff. But we never specified that we had to start off with Reddit, okay? But yeah, so I'm part of the AITAH fandom now. What are the, I think so it's Sarah J. Maas who is the author, and I think her fans are called Massholes. From something I saw on Reddit. Hi, baby. Oh, I didn't mean to hit you. So yeah, I guess I'm one of those now. I've read one book, but I'm ready. I know there's like 4 more. She has more in the works. There's more books that take place in the same universe too that aren't part of this series. I'm hooked.
Ready for the movies.
Yeah, like it's a Hulu series, right?
Oh, that's right.
I think it's gonna be a Hulu series.
It's gonna be a Hulu. See, I got to read them before it comes out.
Yeah. So you still got to read the new Hunger Games, which I also highly recommend.
Yes.
It may be I think it's my second favorite of the Hunger Games series. If I were to put them all lined up, I rank Sunrise on the Reaping number 2 out of all the Hunger Games books.
Wow.
So go read that.
Okay.
Go read that. Mom, how do you like the internet?
Well, you love it and you hate it, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're on it right now. You're on it watching this. It's a dumpster fire. Let's be honest with ourselves. I make my living on the internet. It's my job. And I've roped you and my father into the internet.
Yes.
I have roped you into doing a podcast with me, and Dad has a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Shameless plug. Go subscribe to Serving Up Plumbing. So, yeah. What's your favorite social media platform?
Instagram.
Instagram? Okay.
Yeah.
Not Reddit? Wow. How dare you? I'm just kidding.
Well,
no.
see, I don't even think of Reddit.
Yeah, Reddit's like different.
It's
way.
Like, yeah,
I don't consider it like
different.
A platform. I still consider Reddit like a website.
Yeah, see, that's me too.
But maybe that's our ages. I don't know. If you're Gen Z, you probably don't look at anything as a website, except maybe like where you go pay your bills. But you probably do that on an app too. I don't know what my favorite social media platform is. Probably YouTube.
Yeah.
Is what I probably use the most.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest, I play YouTube on my TV all the time and just like leave things running. I watch the podcasts that I listen to. I watch them on YouTube. But I mean, TikTok has a special place in my heart. It helped boost my career. Yeah. I still have the most on there. Okay.
I loved TikTok, but it's kind of turned into now it's like a marketplace. And that's why I've been using Instagram more. And to be fair, I complain about TikTok because of that, but what I'm on Instagram for is my favorite restaurants and my favorite.
Same.
I go to them and tell them, hey,
bring back the coconut.
Bring back the coconut donut. That's my favorite bake shop.
We have a favorite bakery that we want them to bring back their coconut donuts. And then we have a favorite ice cream shop that has like a ton of vegan flavors, but they got rid of their vegan coconut flavor. And then they got rid of their mom's not vegan, but she likes to eat vegan, but they got rid of their vegan coconut flavor. And so you started eating the regular dairy coconut flavor. And we went there last night and they were like, yeah, we don't carry that anymore either.
I'm like, taking to Instagram. Bring back your coconut. Why are you taking my coconut away?
So guys. That's what we use Instagram for. So yeah, the internet is a weird place. Social media is a weird place. I think because like you've been really good about like quote unquote getting with the times, like unlike some
well, thank you.
people your age, like, and I don't mean that in a rude way. I just mean like your generation.
Yeah.
There's some people on Facebook that are kind of crazy. And you were never like a Facebook mom.
Not very much.
And
I tried to be.
And you don't let, no, but I mean the Facebook mom is a bad thing.
Oh.
I'm just saying that I'm giving you a compliment. No, like, and you don't share like AI Jesus shrimp man. Have you seen that?
No.
It was like Jesus made out of shrimp and everyone was sharing it and it was obviously AI, people.
No, back in the day, like when you were in the band and everybody was wanting to follow you and wanting to know what was going on with you, and all my friends were like, keep us up to date on Facebook. I tried.
Yeah.
But I was not very good at it. The problem I always had with Facebook is because, like I said, I use Instagram for like things I like to look at. There's certain comedians like Celeste
Barber.
Yeah, like I love her and I follow her. I use Instagram for entertainment.
Yeah.
Facebook is more for like keeping up with friends and family. And the problem with that is I can get on there and start talking to someone or commenting on friends' things, and before I know it, I look up and 3 hours has passed.
Well, see, that's what happens to me on Instagram.
Well, I don't do that so much on Instagram because it's just for entertainment. I don't use it that much to follow.
Yeah.
There's a few friends, probably more of your friends I follow on Instagram that I like to see what's going on in their new little families and their little kiddos and all. But when I start getting on Facebook with my friends or family, I'm on there forever. So I go on Facebook every now and then.
Yeah.
And check out maybe some of the family stuff. But I've gotten where if I'm not talking to people I know, I can't stand the stuff that's on Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
Weird stuff.
Weird AI stuff.
Yes.
Weird, completely fake political stuff. Completely fake, just random stuff. I got an ad the other day it was like, the Twilight movies are coming back and Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson are going to be in them. And it's to see what happens later. And they were like, they aged them. It was obviously AI. They like aged them up and everyone in the comments was like, vampires don't age. They had like gray hair. And also everyone was like, Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson like vowed to never be a part of this again.
Well, what I hate is I get all the recipe things. Where look at watch me make this, and it goes
weird.
on and on.
Those are weird
and on.
Yeah,
and they're not very good recipes. It's like how to make this cake.
Yeah, and then they end up putting like gasoline and Cheetos in the cake.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
it's just like to get people to comment.
And to get people to watch, they drag it out forever. And sometimes I get hooked and I think, oh, that looks good. I want to see how they make that. And then 5 minutes later, I'm like, oh, forget this.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
we've kind of talked a lot, haven't we? About the internet. Specifically about social media, about the problems they may cause in our non-social media life, in our real life. So I'm excited for these. You haven't read these. I picked these out. I've read some of them. Some of them we're just gonna fly by the seat of our pants. And I guess without further ado, because we have been talking a little bit. Let's dive in. Okay. Are you ready for some of these? I'm ready.
Social media is a crazy place, y'all. I should have done like Reddit stories about Reddit. That would be trippy. Anyway, I kind of want to start off strong here with this one because this is the story that made me want to do this topic. because it popped up on my feed the other day, and I was like, this is the most insane title of a Reddit story. And I don't know, I love it. I think it's horrible and awful, and I love it. So this is from Am I the Asshole? It's from 7 days ago. And it is, am I the asshole for threatening to divorce my husband over MrBeast? What do you think's going to happen here? Maybe him and MrBeast are having an affair. No, I'm just kidding. Do you have any?
Well, I think if my husband was watching MrBeast, I might divorce him.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Should I not have said that?
Shade throw.
Shade. I'm sorry.
No, I love it.
Maybe I shouldn't say that.
No, I love it. I'm keeping that in. Okay. I'm not gonna lie. I used to watch MrBeast sometimes. Like, this was years ago, because he did become kind of like a trailblazer of YouTube. But now I'm gonna be honest, I'm just sick of it, y'all. I'm just sick of it. Okay.
Well, I watched him in the beginning too.
Yeah.
I thought he was doing all these nice things. It's when he was doing all the, videos where
giving thing. Yeah. It's
grocery shopping for all these people and taking food and.
But now
now we know better.
It's changed the landscape, and at first I was like, okay, but now I'm like, not for the better. Okay. Anyway, I, female, 24. I'm seriously at my wit's end. My husband, male 26, is partially deaf from DJing in his teens, early 20s. So he needs things louder to hear them. But what I don't get is why that has to mean I'm involuntarily listening to MrBeast yelling about burying himself alive or giving away $10,000 to strangers at 9 a.m. on a Sunday. He watches MrBeast videos on his phone at like 95 to 100% volume. I'm not even joking. He'll put a video on while he's in the shower, phone just blasting on the bathroom counter, and I can hear it clearly from 2 floors down. And it's always MrBeast. Not different YouTubers, just him, constantly. Same loud vibe, same chaotic energy every day. I've asked him to wear headphones. He, quote unquote, doesn't like them. I suggested subtitles. He doesn't want to read while relaxing. I even bought a small Bluetooth speaker, thinking maybe it'd help if the sound was directional or just a bit better quality. Nope. Says he prefers it from the phone speaker. After the 3rd time this week, I got woken up by "Last to leave the circle wins $500,000" echoing through the damn walls. I kind of snapped. And half joking, I said, if I hear one more MrBeast video at full volume, I'm filing for divorce. Now he's sulking, saying that I don't respect his hobbies or his hearing issues. But honestly, it's not just the volume. It's the content. I think it's childish. He's almost 30. Why is a grown man obsessed with videos made for 14-year-olds with zero attention span? I love him, but I just want peace and quiet in my own home. I'm tired of feeling like I live inside a YouTube thumbnail. Am I the asshole? No. What are your thoughts?
Respect is a two-way street.
Yeah.
I get that he has a hearing impairment and he feels like she doesn't respect that, but he's not respecting her.
No.
I mean, do they live in an apartment? Where do they live?
She said 2 floors down, so I'm trying to figure that one out.
The neighbors complaining?
Yeah.
I mean, there's got to be a solution, surely.
Some comments here. How can one person embody the single most annoying habits of all 85-year-olds and all 7-year-olds all at once? LMAO, this childish boomer of a young adult is such a strange and fascinating, irritating combination. Some people said I didn't see the ages and thought he was Gen X. Yeah, okay, on one hand, I don't know if it's... I mean, like, I'm very much of, like, okay, if you enjoy it, it doesn't really have, and if it's not hurting anyone, it doesn't have, like, an age limit. So that is one thing I want to point out. Like, if you enjoy something, like, I know, like, people my age collect Pokemon cards and are 30 years old, you know, like, it's, right. So that's not an issue for me. The MrBeast content, I haven't watched it in a while, so, like, I know it is marketed, like, it is aimed towards, like, I don't know, 12 to 14-year-olds. There's people in the comments here that are like, my 9-year-old used to love MrBeast 2 years ago. He outgrew him. Like, I mean, so I don't know. I don't really know the exact age group that MrBeast is targeted towards.
Well, just take the age out of it.
Yeah.
If it was any kind of content, if they're watching it over and over again, the same content, and it's annoying to the other partner, then they need to make some kind of...
There has to be compromise.
Right. A compromise, maybe when he does it. You know, like if he's blasting it and waking her up in the morning.
Yeah, that's what's crazy. I'm like, the disrespect. There's no, I mean, it doesn't matter what it is. If you're blasting something at full volume and you wake your partner up, that's just...
No, they need to discuss it and come to a compromise when he listens to it, and if he's going to listen to it at other times, like when she's sleeping or maybe she's trying to watch TV.
Well, what's sad to me is, like,
if she can hear it 2 floors down, she can't concentrate on what she's watching because...
I just think it's weird. Like, it sounds like she's tried to... compromise. She's got like headphones, Bluetooth speaker.
Yeah, she's not saying, "Oh, that's stupid. You need to stop watching it."
Or even saying, like, stop watching it altogether. Right. I think she's just wanting, like, a break from it.
Yeah.
And I think it's weird that he's like, it's almost like a control thing to me, because I'm like, you can't honestly be like, okay, I even get the headphones thing. Like, sometimes if I'm, like, home alone or something like that, then I don't want to wear headphones, right? Because you want to, like, hear what's around you or whatever. But of, like, being like, no, I don't like the Bluetooth speaker, it has to be from the phone speakers. I'm like, okay, now it just sounds like you're just trying to be controlling. Like, she's done everything to try to compromise with you.
He's not being respectful of her.
And I'm wondering, I guess he just listens to him, because if he's, like, listening to it in the shower and stuff, then he's not watching. He's treating a MrBeast video as, like, a podcast. Well, which is interesting.
If he really has a hearing problem, how in the world is he listening to it?
In the shower.
In the shower. Even turned up full volume.
There was a time period that I went through where I would listen to audiobooks while I did stuff. And I tried one time listening to it while I showered. And I set it, like, on the counter as close to the shower as possible. I couldn't hear it.
Yeah.
So how is this man hearing it?
If he's just using his phone.
Does he take it in the shower with him? I'm confused. I'm almost like, is he doing this just to mess with her? So maybe I've been on Reddit too much, but I'm like, is he doing this to drive her away? Using MrBeast to drive her away? The OP has commented back on some stuff, so let's read some of those responses. Someone said, I genuinely think you're describing this scenario very situationally or in your favor. I can't think of any phone with speakers which you can hear from 2 floors away or through walls, but maybe that's my concrete wall speaking, or how Bluetooth speakers can be better than phone speakers. But you are not respecting his hobbies and likes either. He can like whatever he likes. It doesn't matter if it was made for 14-year-olds. Many people still like plushies, even though the target audience is kids. The husband is an asshole for not using headphones while you sleep, but you are an asshole for judging him for his likes and actually contemplating divorce over this. Okay, the OB responds to that and said, can hear from 2 floors away. Have you heard a MrBeast video? I wish I was lying. I don't think, but the thing is, I don't think she's divorcing him just because he likes MrBeast. I don't think it would have become a problem if he hadn't done it so continually and like not compromise.
If he had tried to compromise some.
Yeah, I don't think it's just because he's watched MrBeast. I think from the way it read to me is she's at her wit's end, and now when she hears MrBeast, it's like triggering to her.
Right.
Like,
I don't think she was necessarily judging it at first. Yeah. It's like you said. Now she is because she's heard it so much.
Because she's so tired of it.
Yeah.
Another comment here. Let's see. Someone said he needs hearing aids. And OP said, he says he doesn't. I can't force him to look after his hearing. We've had that conversation many times.
See? So he's not even...
Yeah.
He's the one not trying. He says, oh, she doesn't respect his disability, but he's not trying to do anything either. She has to live with him.
Yeah, it sounds like he's someone that like he doesn't want to compromise. Someone said, not the asshole. You do realize yourself may end up with hearing problems if you're exposed to continuous loud noises. The good news would be that you can enjoy YouTube videos on his phone at ridiculous volumes together. And OP said, best case, ha ha ha, trying to keep positive, I guess. She did respond to quite a few comments. There's a deleted comment here, so I can't see what it says, but she said something about he has both. Oh, I think she bought him some different headphones and a Bluetooth speaker. She said, I bought him a really nice pair, but they're still in the box, FML.
So he didn't even try them.
Yeah. They're still in the freaking box. Someone said, why did you marry him? And someone else said, I'm going to assume he has other redeeming qualities than just this one single annoyance. And OP said, he's a good person and honestly a great partner. He didn't watch MrBeast when we first met, though. Okay. That's pretty much all the comments she said. Yeah, I don't know what to do here. I think, I don't understand why he won't try headphones or hearing aids or something like that. I mean, at this point, I would say not even use the MrBeast thing, but just be like, okay, we have to get you to a doctor. Like, right. You're hearing, like, I don't know.
Well, is he this way about other things?
Well, he's that way about the hearing aids. So that's a second thing.
So I'm beginning to think it's a personality thing. Like you said, maybe it's control.
And I know some people, because I think it's a symptom of OCD, which I have. And I was like this more so when I was like a teenager, not now that I'm an adult, because I can recognize it. But if it was untreated or undiagnosed, you might not. But some people, the more you say like, I don't like that you do this, or I don't like this thing or whatever, the more something inside of him is like pushing forward. Right. Like, I'm going to do it then. Like, I have to do it.
Right.
Like you said, I can't do something, then I have to do it, you know?
And that it very much is a symptom of OCD, which he could have, and he doesn't know it.
Yeah.
And she doesn't know it. They don't recognize it, and he's not had...
I mean, even compulsory. What am I trying to say? Even compulsorily watching MrBeast that much, like hyperfixations.
That's also an OCD symptom.
Because I mean, I find myself doing that. Obviously, like I'm right now, I'm hyper fixated on AITAH, like, right. And maybe he's hyper fixating on the MrBeast videos, and so he's like, I gotta watch the newest one, you know, like, right. I don't know, it may just be that he's just stubborn. Yeah, it may not be this at all, but like, I don't know.
Well, that's the only thing I mean, if I was giving advice to tell her, you know, has he done this with other things? Is it something maybe you'll need to talk about or go to counseling over? Or, I don't know. I mean, it sounds silly, a divorce over something like that, but there's other things.
Yeah, I feel like it's stemming from bigger problems.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's move on. Hopefully they figure that out. So next one. This is from 1 year ago. Am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for deleting my son's YouTube account with more than 20,000 subscribers for skipping school? This is interesting, okay? I'm a father of 2 kids. One of them is my daughter, who's in college, and another is my son, who is a high schooler. I'm not too strict, but I was very suspicious of my children getting social media. I'm not exactly young, and I thought social media would be bad for them, but eventually I gave in and let them get social media. My son eventually decided to get YouTube, and he created a channel. I wasn't very used to social media, so I didn't do any stuff like creating accounts to see what they were posting like many other parents do. Around 5 or 6 months ago, my son ran into my room screaming and jumping around, yelling about how he reached 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. By now, I was more used to the platform and social media in general, and I congratulated him. If I'm going to be honest, I didn't really care that much, but he seemed really excited, and I didn't want to ruin that for him. Then around 3 months ago, a similar thing happened. He reached 10,000 subscribers. Once again, he ran around screaming in joy about this news. He seemed so happy and excited about this. I congratulated him and let him do his own thing. A month ago, he ended up reaching 20,000 subscribers, which was an amazing achievement to him. He was so happy, and I actually felt kind of proud of him. This was very rare, so it was nice to hear that he was getting very popular in whatever community he was posting in. 2 days ago, the school told me that my son hadn't been in school the past 3 days, saying that he hasn't showed up to any classes, and they were curious as to why. I was extremely confused as to why, and it hit me that he was skipping entire school days doing God knows what. When he got home from school, I confronted him about the call from school. He lied and said that he had been at school this whole time, and that wasn't true, but I knew it was a lie. I told him to hand over his phone, and I kept it in my room. He got mad and stormed into his room, slamming the door behind him. I have one major policy in my house, and that's don't slam doors in my face, especially when I'm mad. In frustration, I went onto his YouTube channel, since I have access to his YouTube channel, and I deleted it. I didn't tell him when this happened, and since he didn't have his laptop with him, which is what he used to make his videos, he had no idea of knowing I deleted it. Yesterday, I told him that I deleted his YouTube channel, and I don't think I've seen him angrier. He screamed at me saying I was the worst father ever, and he hates me a ton. I feel a tiny bit guilty about this, but I've talked to him numerous times about not skipping school. So am I the asshole? What do you think?
I don't know about asshole, but I don't know if he's necessarily doing great parenting, in my opinion. First of all, why does he not know? I mean, does he not monitor at all?
First of all, you don't know what your son's posting.
Right. You don't know what he's posting, what he's doing. Is he skipping school because he's spending the time to post on YouTube and make YouTube videos? He doesn't know. And apparently he skipped.
To your children.
Talk to them.
Oh my God.
He acts like he's just really uninterested. He's like, oh yeah, that was a great achievement, but he doesn't bother to find out what it is he's doing or anything else. So yeah, he is an asshole.
He is an asshole. Because you're not, I mean, okay, you can say what you want about like social media and everything, but I mean, to me, if this is what your kid is doing, I don't know what kind of YouTube he's doing, but let's say that it's legit and it's not bad and it's not like awful prank tormenting video. Like, let's say he's like a gamer or whatever, and like he's making quality content, okay, and enjoying it. I mean, he was gaining followers fast, like going up 10,000 in like 3 months. That's pretty good. My thing is like you should. I don't care that it's social media. It's the same as if your kid was like the star football player or whatever. Like, this is an interest that he's taken in and that he's growing and being creative with, and also he might be making money at it. Well, if he hit that many subscribers,
he could be, but also
it's like a part-time job.
This is something that he's interested in that you could use to keep him in school.
Yeah.
You know, say, okay, if you don't skip school and you make this kind of grade, then, you know, you might take it away from him or limit it. But
I think it's wrong to delete
just like
it,
with the star football player, you wouldn't just, or most of the time, you don't just say, okay, you're quitting, no more football. you use that to incentivize them to make better grades or not to skip school.
Yeah.
Say, if you really want to play football, then you're going to have to attend school. You can't.
Well, I think it would be one thing to be like, okay, you can't post on your YouTube channel, but you deleted it.
Yeah, deleting it.
That's you can't go back from that. When you delete your YouTube account, you cannot.
It's gone.
It's gone. It is not. It is a permanent thing. There's no coming back from that. Yeah. I'm surprised this man knew how to delete it.
That's what
I'm confused. I thought you didn't know about social media.
Well, can he delete someone else's account?
Well, he said he had access to it. So if he was logged in to his son's account on something, so I guess maybe he did know what he was doing.
Maybe he does. Maybe he just didn't communicate that to Reddit, to us, that. He knew what was going on, but he was kind of acting like, oh, I don't,
Yeah.
It's no big deal. I don't know what he's doing, but, good for him.
Yeah. So, some comments? Or what were you going to say?
No, I was just saying, I don't get it. He acted like he didn't know that much about it, but then he had access and could delete it.
Like, I have multiple YouTube channels, as you guys know, and it would still take me a bit to find the delete the entire channel button. It's not like they put it, like, right on the front page to, that you can get to it really easily. Some comments here. So you had a tantrum and destroyed something that your son had been working on for a year and had been very successful. Parents shit on their children's accomplishments all the time. He'll survive that, but he will be secretive about his future endeavors and accomplishments. You've weaponized that. The main problem you now face, other than not being good at parenting, is that you don't know why or how he was skipping school. And since he no longer trusts you, you are never really going to know. Dig in for full-scale rebellion. You might consider counseling.
Yeah, agreed. That was not good parenting.
You're the asshole. Once a YouTube account hits a non-trivial number of real followers, it becomes a legitimate business/brand with monetary value that is not easy to replicate. You may have seen it as a casual hobby that comes secondary to school, but it was so much more than that. It was the equivalent of destroying his lemonade stand that was on its way to expanding beyond just serving a couple neighbors down the block. This doesn't justify skipping school, but the punishment was disproportionate to the crime. Yeah. So we do have an edit here. And I think the edit came like a few days later or a month later. I can't really tell from the post. But it says edit. It turns out that the phone call that was sent was a prank call from a few bullies at his school.
No.
I recently called the school and they told me they never called and my son has been at school this whole time. So I checked the past call number and it wasn't one of the school phone numbers.
Okay, wait a minute. Go back. Didn't he say, though, somewhere else that he had skipped school before?
No, I don't think so. When he got home from school, 2 days ago, the school told me that my son hadn't been in school the past 3 days, saying that he hasn't showed up to any classes. When he got home from school, I confronted him about the call. He lied and said he'd been in school the whole time and that it wasn't true, but I knew it was a lie. No, there's no mention of him skipping school before.
He kind of referenced something there about... Maybe he didn't. Maybe he was just saying if you skip school, that this is what happens when you skip school. So he got a phone call and he went off of that, didn't double check it. I'm sorry. But
this man is the man sharing shrimp Jesus on Facebook and not knowing it's AI. This is the man that thinks that shrimp actually got into a position and formed a Jesus shape.
I feel like he's clueless.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
That is awful. Awful. Yeah, this kid's never going to trust him again.
Wow. Someone said, and guess why this kid is being bullied? Success of the channel. Another thing that OP may want to consider, that he has got a reputation in the community. The bullies, a bunch of kids, were able to manipulate him so easily to achieve their objective and do the dirty work for them. Yeah, I think this is interesting too. Someone said, someone said in quotes, this is basically what the OP sounds like. Look, skipping school is bad, but don't you dare slam a door.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like, I got one rule in my house. Don't you slam a door. Yeah, I agree with that. That was a little weird. I want to see if they commented any, if OP commented any.
I know as a parent, none of us are perfect parents. And you make mistakes. We all make parenting mistakes. But sometimes you need to cool down a little bit before you do act.
Stuff. Yeah.
And that's something you need to teach your child. So you really...
Yeah. Okay, so here it is from when he posted it the first time, and then he added the edit to the post. He said, hello, everyone. Lots of people were asking me what was the reason that your son was skipping class, and I finally have the answer. It turns out that the phone call was a prank call from a few bullies at his school. I recently called the school, and they told me they never called, so I checked the past number, and it was not the school's phone number. Yeah, and before that, he was like... Sadly, I don't know what he was doing while not at school, as he consistently denies skipping class. He keeps saying that he was there and refuses to admit that he wasn't. I'm unaware of the type of content that came from his YouTube channel, as I practically never watched any of the videos on it, and his account is deleted, so I have no way of accessing them. And whose fault is that?
Yeah. Wake up a little bit.
Yeah, someone said, you're pretty clueless. Wow. He mentioned his growing YouTube followers, and you never once looked at his channel either for safety reasons or just to see what has made your child so excited. And now he skipped school for 3 days, and you have no idea what he's been doing. You kind of suck at parenting. Pretty sure you could not have handled this worse. That's the thing. I'm like,
yeah.
You act like, that's the thing too, is you act at the beginning like, I'm leery of social media and everything, but if you were, then you should have been seeing what your son was doing as he was growing online. The moment he came to you and said he had 1,000 followers, I mean, before that even you should have, but the moment he came and was like, I have 1,000 followers, you should have been like, because people don't think about it. People are like, 1,000 followers isn't a lot in the scheme of things, because like
that's a lot of people watching
Kim
your
Kardashian
child.
has like 40 million, whatever. But I always think of it in terms of this. Put 1,000 people in a room. That's a lot of people, okay? Like most people don't even know 1,000 people personally, right? Like as far as like, you wouldn't invite 1,000 people to your birthday party. You wouldn't like think of 1,000 people and put them in a room. Those 1,000 people are now following and watching whatever it is that your child, because this kid is in high school, he's a minor, is doing. So as a parent, you should be going, well, what is he doing that's getting him these followers? Whether you're happy, excited, suspicious, whatever, you should know that.
Right.
I mean... I remember the first time I got a social media, you were very leery of it. It was MySpace, okay?
Yeah.
And I remember I think you created a MySpace and we're like...
I did.
Yeah.
I did. When you created them, when I finally let you, I created
And it's
one.
not like you were overbearing. And again, it's not like I was doing... I mean, I was a goody two-shoes kid. It's not like I was doing anything. But I mean, you like kept an eye on like the stuff I posted and all.
Yeah. Well, you hear about... one of the big things when the internet was first getting popular and kids were on it and being able to communicate with other people, one of the first things we heard as parents is beware, because they may not be talking to who they think they're talking to. Mm-hmm. And because so much, that's a big flaw with the internet, is it's anonymous. It can be anonymous.
And YouTube is different because you can't technically like directly like private message people or anything. But if your child is he's creating videos and putting them out on YouTube, it's like, okay, well then what is he doing?
Right. You notice something, we talk about the flaws of the internet. I was just talking about that. And we said, that's the topic today, is the internet, is it evil? Is it bad? But both of these stories we've done so far, it's nothing to do with the internet being bad. Mm-hmm. It's people.
People are bad.
People
People suck.
Dad not paying attention to what's going on the internet, particularly on YouTube with his son.
Yeah, it's the way people use it. It's
right.
it's like people getting mad, and I did like younger kids content for a while, and so I was kind of in that space for a little bit. I did some Roblox content, and it's like there would be parents that would be like, my child watches this, you know, you did this or whatever. I don't even remember what it was, but or like, my child watched this, so I don't remember what it was. It was something, I wasn't being like inappropriate or anything, but it's funny to me, like, and when I got out of that space and I was sharing my music, and I told people, like, I'm no longer going to be like kid friendly or whatever, but it's so funny to me when parents get mad and are like, my child watches this, how dare you use that language or whatever. Or like a prime example right now that I think is a big one is Sabrina Carpenter. A lot of parents taking their children to her concerts and then being like flabbergasted when they actually listen to the lyrics. And it's like, you bought these concert tickets are expensive. So you bought these concert tickets and you never once thought to listen to the lyric. I mean,
right.
And they're like, how dare she? My child listens to her. I'm like,
that's
not her responsibility.
No.
You're the one that apparently wasn't supervising your child listening to Sabrina Carpenter, who is she's an adult woman. Her content is a lot of her music is very sexual, very, racy, whatever you want to call it. Ooh, but like that's, so it's her target audience isn't children.
No.
And it's not her job to make it appropriate for children.
No.
It's your job as a parent to be like, oh, what are you listening to, sweetie?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, and I know people are like, well, it's different because it's the internet now, and so there's streaming and all this. It's like, okay, but there's things to put in place, and it's just communicating with your child. I mean, I didn't stream music or have like the internet when I was little, but you guys knew what music I was listening to.
Oh, yeah.
Like, even if I got like a CD or whatever. And I remember when iTunes first came out and I got my first iPod and I could download music. I mean, you would ask me. And also I was the kid that I accidentally downloaded. I remember I accidentally downloaded the, it was a Panic. It was the first ever big Panic at the Disco hit. And I'd only ever heard it on the radio. And I didn't realize that I didn't download the radio version. I told on myself.
She did.
I was like, Mom, I downloaded the wrong version.
But that's the thing. I trusted you implicitly because you were the kid that would tell on yourself, that would not, if someone else was listening to a song that had a bad word in it, you would be like, Mom, what does this word mean? Or is this a bad word? Should I not be listening to this? So you were a really easy kid. What was the song that we loved and we played all the time? And it
was a Pink song.
Yes.
It was Get This Party Started. It's I'm coming up, so you better get this party started. It was her first big hit. And the line was, you'll be burning rubber or be kissing my ass. And so you would always, in the car, she would always turn the volume down knob because I freaked out. Because my mom, even when I told you about the Panic at the Disco song, you were like, it's fine if you listen to it, just don't repeat the words. And I was like, oh, I don't know.
That's the thing. I would let you listen to things, but I would discuss it with you and say, these aren't words that are appropriate for you to be saying or repeating.
Yeah, in like second grade.
Yeah. And because I took you to a Bon Jovi concert in first grade. So.
Yeah, but let's be real. A Bon Jovi concert is not as... That's not as explicit as like a Sabrina Carpenter concert.
Oh, no, not at all.
But there were still some adult themes and language.
Yeah. But it was so funny.
But it went over my head, I think,
because we could play that song all the time. And we had our little carpool to elementary school. And your little friends would be in the car. And you'd be like, okay, Mom, it's coming up. It's coming up. You got to turn it down.
And one time she forgot to turn it down.
Yeah.
And I was like, But again, it's communication. Right. And I'm not a parent, but I have friends that are parents. And that's the thing. It's okay for them to have screen time, to be on social media, whatever, if they communicate with their child. They know what their child is watching. And so many social media apps, I'm not saying that they're like, you know, trust me, I have a lot of issues with a lot of things that these apps do and everything and what they do for consumers and all. But there is a lot of like safeguards put in place for children that, you know, you can have like YouTube Kids and stuff like that. And again, it just comes down to literally looking over at your child and saying, what's on their screen right now? What are they listening to? What are they watching? Like, it's a very easy concept to get behind. Yeah. One more comment here that I want to read that the OP responded to. Someone said, info, have you watched his YouTube channel? I can't tell from your post whether you ever got around to seeing what he's doing there or if it just never interested you. I do think as a parent of a teenager, you should have an idea of what he's putting out onto the internet. That said, if you know what he's doing on it, it's not anything shady or inappropriate or likely to get him in trouble, I don't think you should have deleted this. Yes, the skipping needs to be addressed, but you basically took something he cared about and put a ton of work into and broke it. This is kind of like punishing a younger kid by breaking all their Lego or something. This was a huge investment of time and energy and potentially had earning potential. Unless this channel was flat out inappropriate, I think you acted in a knee-jerk way because you were mad and didn't consider what you were doing. Also, where was he when he was supposed to be at school? Did you ever find out? This should be priority one, right? And of course, this was before we found out that it was the bullies. But the OP responded, I think a few months ago, he tried showing me one of his videos. I don't exactly remember what the video was about, but whatever it was, I wasn't into it because I assume he could tell and he left my room. That was probably the only time I ever kind of watched one of his videos. And they responded, okay, honestly, you're the asshole for that. How on earth are you so disconnected by what your kid is doing online? First off, what if it's completely inappropriate stuff that is going to be tied to his name and completely destroy his life? And secondly, what if it's not? What if he's really talented and you've shown no interest in any of it? I have kids the same age as you. I get that interest may not be your interest, but that doesn't mean you can't try to connect over what's important to him. Honestly, I've picked up a ton from paying attention to what my kids are interested in. And someone said it's abundantly clear that you don't care about your kid. That's the thing. The fact that you're just like, I think he tried to show me a month ago, and I just like, what did you just like zone out? Like,
well, what was his dad like when the kid was in first grade and brought home his drawings and paintings that he did in school?
I don't know. I guess he threw them directly into the trash from what it sounds like to me.
Oh my gosh.
That's just, dude, you're the asshole.
He is.
You're absolutely awful. I can't. Okay, let's move on.
Well, before we do, okay. I thought it was a great point. Of course, it's kind of like what I said about the artwork, but the commenter saying that it's like a kid building Legos and you just tear it apart. I mean, you don't do that.
That's the thing.
And you don't kids learn by example. And you don't, I mean, that's just like you throw a little temper tantrum and, okay, I'm going to delete this work you did.
Yeah, it's weird. It's really weird. Like at any age, there are different things that you can think of, like a little child like building a huge Lego thing or like going to the beach and then building a sandcastle and you getting mad at your kid for some reason, then like kicking over the sandcastle. Like that's just not something you do to a child or teenager or even an adult. No. Like I've read Reddit stories where it was like I got mad at I think there was one that we listened to a long time ago. It was like I got mad at my boyfriend, so I like deleted his Animal Crossing island.
Yes.
And I was like, you motherfucker. I was like, you know how many hours it takes to work on your Animal Crossing island? And she had said like it had like 100 days of hours on it or something. Like I can't imagine getting mad at someone. And again, it's like the one person said it would be one thing if like you found out that it was inappropriate and you like deleted it,
right,
or he was doing bad stuff on it,
or
harmful stuff or whatever. But to get mad at someone at any age, but especially a parent and child relationship, and destroy something that matters to them is just a wild thing to do.
Well, it's disrespectful. We talk about respect. Your kid's not going to respect you if you're not going to show them any respect.
Well, you don't care. You don't care about their time, energy, anything they like. It's one thing to get mad at someone and be upset, or even maybe say something that you don't mean, but to then that's revenge.
Yeah.
That's like taking something that someone loves and destroying it is just, it's heartbreaking. Okay, let's move on. This is it's a little lighter. Here. Mom, you've sold some stuff on Facebook Marketplace, right?
Oh yeah. I've sold a lot of stuff.
Okay. Well, Facebook Marketplace is a crazy place. There's a lot of subreddits dedicated to Facebook Marketplace. There's one that I love. There's the people taking pictures, selling mirrors one. Of people trying to sell mirrors and not get themselves in it, but it's like someone standing there naked and they didn't realize they were in it.
I've actually sold a couple of mirrors on Facebook Marketplace, and it's very difficult.
It is. I've taken a few for you.
Yeah. I've asked for your help because I'm like, I don't want to
get those angles right, people. All about the angles. Okay, this is from 19 days ago. It is from the subreddit Today I Fucked Up. Today I fucked up by trying to sell a gift from my mother-in-law.
Oh, so. I see where this is going.
Shortly after my husband and I got married, we started watching Criminal Minds. Sometime later, my mother-in-law gifted me a DVD set of seasons 1 through 15 for Christmas. I'm not one to use DVDs. My husband's family, including my husband, really like to collect DVDs. I just don't see the point. I find it so much more convenient to just stream it. At the time, the last few seasons were not available on streaming, but by the time we got closer to the end, they were available. I showed my gratitude, but I ended up putting it on a shelf and not using it. Flash forward to now, and my husband and I, along with our baby girl, are moving across the country. Moving is expensive, and we are trying to cut down on what we pack. As we've been sorting through our belongings, I've been trying to figure out what to sell and what to donate. I thought it would be a good idea to sell the DVD set, especially since it was still unopened. I listed it earlier today on Facebook Marketplace for $60. Sells around $80, but I listed it for less so that I could sell it before moving. Here's where my mistake comes in. There's a button that hides listings from friends. I did not click that button. Just a little bit ago, my husband received a text from his mom asking about it and requesting that if we aren't going to use it, then we just give it back to her. So I don't know what we're going to do now. We might just have to figure out a way to get it to her, even though she lives several states away. And we are very busy with moving. My husband said he'll deal with it.
Yeah.
That's the end. I think this is a silly fuck up. The title makes me go to something like, you got a gift from the mother-in-law that was like a family heirloom, or a beautiful piece of like the china you got for your wedding. I don't know. It's a DVD set.
Right.
First of all, if I was the mother-in-law, I would have just been like, if I would have seen it, I would have been like, okay, they're moving. They're trying to get, they're trying to get rid of stuff they don't use.
Right. And even if she noticed that, okay, they've never opened it, they've never used it. Okay. Note to self.
Don't buy any more DVDs.
Don't buy them DVDs. Don't buy them DVDs. They don't use them.
And also, wild thing to do, to ask for it back. I mean, you gave it as a gift many years ago. It'd be one thing to ask for it back if you lived down the street.
Right.
But apparently the in-laws live states away.
Right.
Insane thing to ask for back.
I was going to say the same thing. If you live down the street and it's like, oh, we would like that. Could we have it? Then, oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah. And I mean, like, okay, $60 is, it's not a small amount of money in today's time. I mean, $60 is $60. Like, you can buy a couple groceries with that. But I'm like, to want them to like mail you DVDs, can be heavy. And this is what, seasons 1 through 15 of Criminal Minds. You want them to mail it back to you while they're in the middle of moving. And you don't know. I mean, maybe they're trying to make money for the move too. And like,
well,
$60, it's going to cost $60 to ship.
Yeah, but it is your mother-in-law, so I would say, of course, she said her husband was going to take care of it, but it is my mother-in-law, so what I would have done is said, oh, okay, I'll be happy for you to have it. We'll just hang on to it then, and the next time we see you, when you come visit our new place, wherever it is they're moving, we'll give it to you. Yeah. You know?
I love this
It's
comment.
like you said, kind of a silly thing. You don't want to cause family ripples over something like a DVD set.
This is my favorite comment. Someone put in quotes. Oh, no. You misunderstand it. One of my friends, give him a random name, gifted me a second set. And I'm offloading that one. I'm keeping the one you gave me, though.
Oh, that's smart. Yeah.
And someone said, that works great until next time she comes to visit and wants to watch it on DVD. And they said, this will be the first thing she does when she enters the house. And then you say, they said, okay, well, then you say, it must have gotten lost on the move. I haven't seen it since everything got packed up. What a bummer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's silly. I don't know. I mean, I see both sides. I can see this being a problem.
I can even see myself in the mother-in-law's place thinking, oh, she didn't like my gift, you know.
But it was like years ago.
Yeah.
And it was a DVD set.
Yeah.
It's not like something that she, put a lot. You don't, like, it's not something you put a lot of time and thought into. It's not like a quilt she made for you.
Yeah. I actually have, though, just recently. Mm-hmm. I think I told you.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I won't name the gift so that I don't hurt the family member's family, but I recently had a gift that was something that was
a gift that you had gotten.
Gift.
Yeah.
Boop, boop. And it wasn't like a family heirloom or something, but it was something that was nice and worth a little bit of money. Not a great deal. I mean, not like it was under $100, but it was so nice, but it was something that I would not ever use.
It was just not you.
And
let's leave it. Let's say that.
And like if it was something you would have used, I'd have passed it on to you. But I just thought it's a waste for it to sit here and get dirty and dusty and collect dust. And I did not put it on Facebook Marketplace because I didn't want the person that gave it to me to see that I was selling it.
I think that's fine. We all, But have you ever watched Criminal Minds?
I haven't.
I haven't either. I have a lot of friends that love it. I mean, it's one of those shows like Grey's Anatomy that's just gone on forever.
Right.
I do love the actor that's in it. I don't remember his name. I think the name of the character is Spencer. I love the actor. But anyway. Moving on. What do we want to do? I don't know. Let's do this one. It's 13 days ago, and I haven't read it, so let's see what it says. It's 13 days ago from Am I the Asshole? Am I the asshole for refusing to unfriend my ex's father on Facebook? I, 28 male, broke up with my ex-girlfriend approximately 4 years ago, but whilst I cut contact with her, I've remained friendly with her dad. This has always been limited to yearly birthday messages, sending best wishes for occasions, etc. Over the weekend, I changed my profile photo on Facebook, a photo of myself during a trip to London. He commented on this saying, "Looks like London." Okay. In my eyes, just an innocent, friendly comment. My current girlfriend of 3 years confronted me about this, saying she finds it very odd and would like me to cut all contact with him and unfriend him from Facebook. I understand why she didn't like it and said I would delete his comment, but felt that unfriending him was potentially rude and just unnecessary. We're adults after all. She's really not happy with my stance, and we haven't spoken for a couple of days as a result. Am I the asshole? I don't think you're the asshole.
I don't think so either. We've talked about this before on
I mean, it's not like it's one thing. He's just friendly with him. It's
right.
It's not like you are like going out to eat with him and like checking up and being like, how's Kelly, his ex, like.
We've talked about this. It's a weird situation. It can be a weird situation because I think we had one last week where, it's a divorce situation and the family was still friendly with the ex-husband. But that just happens.
Facebook friends.
I think it has to do with age. She's still young enough that she hadn't had maybe enough relationships and family and all to realize that sometimes that happens. You meet people through your relationships, your partners, that even if that partnership breaks up, that doesn't mean you dislike the people that you met during that partnership, whether it be a relative of theirs. Like I said, I have ex-sister-in-laws that I'm friendly with, and that's nothing against my brothers that were married to them.
Yeah, I mean, to me it's kind of similar to I'm friends with some of my friends from school's parents that I don't talk to those friends anymore, but their parents will still like comment on my stuff and all. And I mean, like, I'm just friendly with them. It's not. I think it's weird like that he's like, I'll delete his comment, but won't unfriend him. I'm like, what is deleting his comment gonna do? It's not like he was like, hey, how are you? My daughter misses you. It was just like, looks like London.
Yeah.
What? Okay.
That's what would be weird, is if there was some kind of vibe going on where she felt like that this father was wanting them to get back together, or if her partner was keeping in touch with the father so that he could keep in touch with what's going on with the ex.
Yeah.
But that's not what's going on. He evidently just liked her father.
I will say, I personally, if this is like the only problems you guys have, and this is, I think it's a weird hill to die on for both of you.
Right.
If it really bothers her for some reason, then it shouldn't be a problem to unfriend him. If it for her though, at the same time, it shouldn't be
a hill for her to die on either. Like, because he doesn't want to unfriend him because he feels like it would be rude.
I mean, I realized that I was friends. One of my exes had a huge family, and I realized years later, every now and then, I still realize that I saw like a year ago that I was still friends with like his grandmother on Facebook and stuff. Like, like when it's a long relationship too, like I said, like you end up adding they all add you on Facebook, and like I said, I didn't even realize, and they would still like comment on my wall on my birthday. Like, happy birthday. So I don't know. I don't see, unless it was just some horrible breakup too. Like, if it was just like, yeah, we parted ways, we just weren't for each other, and like you're in a relationship now, you're happy, I don't see the problem. Like I said, it's not like you're buddies with him. It's not like you're going out golfing, getting lunch. Like, he just comments on your Facebook posts. I don't see the problem.
Right. Now, I understand it. If you have a situation, maybe you had a family member that was cheated on, and they split, and maybe this family member gets their feelings hurt if you still stay friendly with their ex.
Yeah.
But that's because their ex did something bad, and exactly. I get that entirely. I'd feel the same way.
Yeah, I don't know. Some comments. Not the asshole. You're Facebook friends with a guy. That he is the father of an ex is irrelevant. He's just a guy who occasionally interacts with your post. What does your girlfriend think will happen due to these interactions? Is she so insecure that by him commenting on your post, you're going to resurrect your past relationship? Someone said, if your current girlfriend is upset by your being Facebook friends with him, she's the one with the problem. She sounds immature and maybe controlling. As time goes by, it might get worse. Someone said this is a red flag. Yeah, I just feel like this is kind of just a silly argument. Yeah. Like, especially, you guys haven't talked in a couple days because of it. And now they've been together for 3 years. And they're just having this conversation now. I don't know.
We did have a situation. I don't know how much you want me to go into this. I don't know. We had have a close friend that was remaining friends with one of your exes.
Yeah. You mean on Facebook or like in general?
No, in general. It wasn't just that they were remaining friendly and friends with them, but they were inviting them to something that we all were going to be at.
Yeah.
And it really did hurt my feelings. Yeah. But again, communication.
And also that relationship ended very badly.
Very badly. And it was still raw, not just for you, but
for everyone involved.
For everyone involved, including me, even though
that's what I mean. I'm including you.
And
I mean, it was a 6-year relationship. Yeah. I'll say that.
But I had a talk with this friend, and
because it was a family friend.
Yeah. So. And it was communication, and they understood. They understood. They didn't think about how it felt to me.
Yeah.
That this person had betrayed you, and then they were going to invite him to an event that we.
Yeah.
And so it all worked out, and we're still friends.
A couple of my friends stayed Facebook friends with one of my exes. This was like a long time ago because like my ex had blocked me and they would tell me the tea. But I mean, that's all different. I mean, this just seems very innocent.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Okay. We've done a lot of Facebook. Let's do some TikTok, y'all. Okay, this is from Emma the Asshole. And it is Emma the Asshole for not letting my TikToker sister film in my house. I don't really tell you right now, I don't think you're the asshole. If you don't want somebody filming in your house, I mean, like, I don't know what this is. But if you don't want someone filming in your house, that's your property, and you can say, please don't film in my house.
Right.
Anyway. Okay.
Like the couple that wanted to spend their honeymoon, and they wanted couple's bedroom.
Yeah. If you go to someone else's house, and like, it is not your house. You do not get to demand things from them. Anyway. Okay. Let's read this. My sister, female 30, and I, female 23. So there's a 7-year age gap there.
Wow. Okay.
Sister's older. The older sister is the TikToker.
Okay.
Have a complicated relationship. Mainly after we worked together. I majored in digital marketing and worked for her to help her become an influencer. At first, I was working for free because it helped me get experience and she was just beginning. When things took off, we agreed she would pay me monthly, but she never did on time. She was my source of income at the time and knew it was, but she wouldn't pay me for months and would still go travel and buy expensive things for herself. Eventually, I quit. As the older sister, she wouldn't listen to me, and she would just say that she needed more money than me because I lived with our parents, and she is married with 2 kids. Now she started creating TikToks and wants to film in my house. I moved out after my graduation because it's organized and pretty, and her house is a mess because of her toddlers. But I'm not comfortable with her alone in my house or videos of my home online. She offered to pay, but I don't want to do more business with her. Am I the asshole for not letting her film in my house? Nah, no, girl.
Not at all.
Get out of there. Don't do business with family.
It's your house.
Yeah.
She has every right to tell her no.
And she's probably not going to pay you.
Yeah.
She didn't pay you before.
Right.
What makes you think she's going to pay you now?
Right. People can change.
Yeah.
But if she doesn't want to see if she's changed and it's not worth it to her, and she doesn't feel comfortable, she doesn't want her house online, that's her prerogative.
Some comments. Not the asshole. 1, if she's an influencer and has a semi-big following, that could put you at risk of people going to your home. 2, she's unreliable with money. And 3, she can clean her own damn home. Someone said, isn't it funny how often we have to explain ourselves when we say no? OP, you don't owe her an explanation. Your answer is no. Make sure if you have ever given her a spare key that you get your locks changed. Tell your parents and anyone else who may have a spare key that she is forbidden from being in your home without you there. You are not the asshole. Hold your ground. And someone said exactly this. No is a complete sentence.
Yep.
Yeah, that's smart. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like a situation where she would be like, well, I'm just going to go there anyway.
Well, if she can afford to pay her, if she's offering to say, hey, I'll pay you, then pay a house cleaner.
Yeah.
If your sister doesn't want you to use her house, and she's told you no, then take the money you were going to pay her and pay somebody to come in.
And I don't know the situation. Maybe she's wanting to do that because she doesn't want her kids online, which is totally understandable. That's just something you're going to have to figure out as a mom who is also an influencer. It's part of your job.
Right.
Someone said, not the asshole. If she wants a clean house to film, she can clean hers. Does she still owe you money? And OP responded, no, she doesn't still owe me money because our mom paid me on her behalf. Ooh. So, yeah, that seems... I wanted to see if there were any more comments here. Yeah, I know some people are like, well, I don't, like the way my house is for the aesthetic of my videos or whatever. Then if you're going to pay your sister anyway to do that, then try and pay for a filming space or like rent out a little studio or something. The consensus on this was not the asshole. That was the only comment she gave. So, no, not the asshole. That's pretty self-explanatory. Can't speak.
That's an easy one.
Okay. Let's go to Instagram. I don't know what that song was. Okay. This is from TrueOffMyChest from 1 year ago. And it is, I'm cutting my sister off after she tried to add my husband on Instagram. Trigger warning for this story. You may want to skip ahead to the next one of sibling violence, essay, and several other things.
Okay.
Now remember, this is not, she's not asking if she's the asshole for this. She's just getting this off her chest. She needed to talk about it. She needed to vent. I, 28 female, have finally made the decision to cut off my 32 female sister out of my life because she tried to follow my husband on Instagram. For some context, my sister and I never had a great relationship. I idolized her growing up, and at times she was nice and sisterly to me, but we have different dads, and she made it clear at a young age that she wished it was just her, our mom, and her dad. She blames me for the divorce. My sister was definitely my biggest bully growing up. She'd beat me up, although I think most sisters did this. Depends on how much she's beating you up. And she would always make fun of me for my looks and personality. She would also intentionally get me in trouble by pretending I attacked her, or she'd thrown herself into a wall and start crying for our mom, saying I pushed her. There were a lot of other things that she would do, but that's a story for another time. Anyway, when we became adults, she went off the rails. I think she went off the rails before that. She dropped out of college twice, lost a lot of her friends, started partying, doing drugs, and just became a bit of a mess. I tried to support her as much as I could, but she never wanted my help. She would try to flirt with my husband by bending over in short dresses without any underwear on and attempting to sit on his lap. This all made him uncomfortable, but I kind of let it slide considering her mental state. Wow. I regret that as I should have taken my husband's feelings into account. He hated her and still does, and whenever we have family events, he tries to distance himself from her. To give a brief history of the past 10 years, because I could go on forever about the things she's done, she teased me relentlessly and told me I was boring after I was diagnosed with multiple heart conditions. She admitted in a drunken state that she intentionally sabotaged social situations so that I feel outlasted. She threw a beer bottle at my head, and when I made her leave the room so I could clean up the mess, she told everyone I was mean to her and made her sleep on the couch. Then when I told them what really happened, she said I was drama. She got drunk at my bachelorette party and tried to make it all about her. And then, after my bridal shower, the month before my wedding, she told our whole family that my dad, who I was eagerly looking forward to walking me down the aisle, essayed both of us as kids. This is not true, but of course she waited for me to leave before telling anyone, so I couldn't tell everyone the truth. I've continued to keep her in my life because I love her and don't want family events to be awkward, but recently out of nowhere she deleted me off of Instagram and Snapchat. I thought it was strange, but then she friend requested my husband, and I'm honestly just over it. This was my last straw. I think I'm just done with her. I know it's such a small thing to cut someone off over, but I just don't have any more F's to give. I don't think it's a small thing. I think it was just the final straw.
I think I could have cut her off before that.
Same. You got more patience than me.
The whole wedding thing, that's...
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's awful.
And it's like we've said before in some of these stories, family, just because they're family does not mean you have to put up with their crap, their awfulness.
Right.
Someone commented, "Why is your sister still a part of your life? Holy hell, OP, you should have cut her out years ago. I think spreading essay lies about your father would have definitely been the last straw for me." And OP responded, "No, you're completely right. Unfortunately, I have deep-rooted issues that I'm getting therapy for, but essentially I'm so desperate to not upset anyone that I let people walk all over me and others that I love. You're right. It's pretty bizarre now that I have clarity that it took me this long." There are some edits here. She said, "Wow, I wrote this as a way to vent and maybe get a couple opinions. I didn't realize the traction it would get. I'd like to address a couple things. One, I really appreciate all the support I've gotten on here and the advice. I'm so sorry for all of you who have been in my shoes. I wish that no one else has to experience this. Thank you for the helpful tips and telling me to stand strong, and moments of weakness, I'll refer back to those comments. Number two, people have been saying her actions sound like an SA victim, and you're right. She was SA'd as a child, but it was actually her dad's side of the family, and she's always had a weird relationship with him. This is probably why I gave her so many excuses for a lot of her actions. But when it comes to my dad, I know she wasn't assaulted because she said it was only at night, but we had bunk beds, and she was the top bunk, and I was an incredibly light sleeper. If she moved, I'd wake up immediately. Also, in recent years, she's been kind of known for lying about abuse, which is why most people didn't believe her when she accused my dad. And honestly, I have also been SA'd as well by a past boyfriend and babysitters, so if it weren't so blatantly untrue, I would have believed her. 3, this is heavy. 3, yes, I realize it took me an ungodly amount of time to do this. I feel horrible reading the comments about what a bad wife I am to let her do that to my husband for so long. But those comments are valid. I should have cut her off years ago, but I definitely have mom issues and was desperate for my mom to not be upset with me. For those asking, I actually have discussed this with my mom and pointed out that her relationship with her sister is similar, but she blew up at me. She gets really defensive when it comes to my sister, and others in the family have tried to say something but were shut down. People definitely tiptoe around her. Anyway, I'm not going to tiptoe around her anymore. You were all right. This wasn't fair to my husband, and I should have cut her off a long time ago. 4, I'll try to update this when I confront my family, and in the meantime, I'll try to answer any questions you have. Wow. That's heavy.
Well, good for her. She's getting
I'm
she's
glad.
getting help for her issues, and if that means cutting off her sister, then good, do it.
So she comments a lot. This person is very active on Reddit, so it's hard to find comments for this specific post, because this post was a year ago. But I just hope that she's getting the help she needs. I hope her sister is. I feel like that relationship, I mean, it might be repaired one day if both of them can get the help they need, but I mean, I get it. I don't think she intentionally did it to hurt her husband or anything. I know some of the comments were quite rude about that, but I can see, you know, when it comes to family, people, it's weird sometimes. It's like, well, I can't cut them off no matter what they do, you know? It's very
What are their ages?
Hard.
Did we know their ages?
Oh, I'm on the wrong, somehow I went to the wrong post. She's 28, the OP is, and her sister is 32. So the sister's a little bit older.
Right.
So, yeah, that's hard. But I hope she's doing better now.
Yeah.
Mom, how do you feel about prank videos?
I think we've done some prank videos, haven't we?
We've done prank videos. None of them were harmful, though.
No.
None of them hurt property or people.
Right.
I will say I kind of got my start on TikTok, before it was TikTok, Musically, by pranking you.
Yeah.
I got the comedian tag by doing a bunch of pranks. I even won some competitions they did and won some money for it for my prank videos. And we pranked each other back and forth.
Right. But it's like you said, there's different kinds of pranks.
Yeah, pranking is a fine line.
And you can only do it so long. I mean,
yeah.
That's why you quit doing them. And then it has to just keep getting more and more extreme. And
there's the same, I guess it was around the same time of that is when pranking, I feel like, was at its peak on YouTube.
Yeah.
And the huge YouTubers that had bigger budgets were doing these extravagant pranks that ended up being harmful to people and situations and everything. I mean, of course, you know, that was the age of like the Vlog Squad and David Dobrik and some stuff like that. And just like so many that I don't even want to name that were doing pranks on YouTube that were very harmful.
Right.
And the thing you have to realize about most YouTube prank videos is they're fake.
Yeah.
And so when you see these pranks, or when children see these pranks, they don't understand that this was planned out. Everyone involved in this video probably knew. But the problem is when a child sees that, they think, oh, should I try this?
Yeah.
And that's where we are with this story. So, this is from Today I Fucked Up. Today I fucked up by letting my kid watch prank YouTube videos, and it resulted in her ruining my car tank. So, my 11-year-old daughter likes to watch prank videos on YouTube. I really don't care unless the video includes sexual stuff anyway. A few weeks ago, she watched a video where some dudes filled a car tank with food. Fast forward to last week. I was emptying some older gas into my car tank with a funnel because I did not want to run it through the lawnmower. Okay. My daughter thought it was the perfect chance to pull a prank when I was getting gas for the mower and went and put a few cans of chili down the funnel. The next day, I was having trouble with the engine of my company car, so I had it towed to the company garage. They ended up charging me around $3,000 to get it fixed. When I confronted her, she confessed, saying she thought it would be funny. I am now going to put restrictions on her iPad so she can't watch this kind of stuff.
Oh, wow. $3,000.
$3,000 prank! I think this comment sums it up. Most prank videos are just people being assholes.
Well, you can't really get mad at her daughter because she was letting her watch prank videos, and it sounds like you've been watching them with her, and an 11-year-old doesn't know that that's going to...
Well, that's why you talk to your daughter. You talk to her and say, okay, this may be funny, but don't do this to my car.
Yeah, because that could...
We don't have the money for you to do this.
Right.
Again, it comes down to monitoring what your kids watch.
Right.
And I know she said,
and these
well,
big,
I don't
huge
care,
YouTubers can afford to mess up a car for
again though
millions of views they're going to get.
People probably know that they're doing it.
Right.
And it's all fake and acted and planned out.
Oh wow.
Just like the cheating on the girlfriend pranks and cheating on the boyfriend pranks are insane to me. And then people like doing them and it's like those were planned. They were not. Yeah. And if they're not planned, then you are an asshole. Like it's not a funny prank.
Well,
Pranks are supposed to be funny.
I actually listened to one today, 2 Hot Takes.
We love 2 Hot Takes.
We love
here.
2 Hot Takes. And they were talking about a cheating prank.
Yeah. How is that a prank?
It's not funny unless it's funny to everybody. But anyway, the husband was doing cheating pranks on the wife.
Oh my gosh.
And the wife explained to him, this is not funny to me. I don't like this. Stop it. Don't do it anymore. And he did it again. After he'd already done some, and he did it one more time. So what did he do? When she said, okay, that's it, I've had enough, she decided to get back at him and to let him know how it feels. She did a cheating prank on him.
No.
This man had the audacity to come on and act like he was the victim, and it was okay when I did it because I didn't know how hurtful it is. But she knew how hurtful. She'd been trying to tell me. So that just hurts my feelings so bad that she would pull a cheating prank on me knowing how bad it feels, because now I do. I know how bad it feels.
Bitch, what?
Yeah.
Like,
can you believe that?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
I can believe that.
He tried to play the victim. She did a cheating prank on me, and it was so hurtful. She knew how hurtful it was.
She shouldn't have done it, but I'll say it once. I will say it a million times. I support women's rights and their wrongs, and he deserved it. Gosh.
Yeah.
Whew. Okay. This is another Today I Fucked Up. It's 18 days ago. It's marked as not safe for work, but I read through it and I didn't see anything not safe for work, but just a little warning. So it is Today I Fucked Up by posting my relationship on Facebook. Simple enough.
Okay.
Trigger warning for death. I, male, 53, lost my husband of 13 years to cancer on Christmas of 2023. I briefly lost my mind a little and had to move back to Las Vegas, where all my friends and family were, for a support system. After about a year of support from my friends, therapy, and grief support meeting, I decided to start my life by taking a new job and moving back to California on my own. Almost right away, there was a guy in my local area that was interested in me. He was kind, he was patient, and I genuinely started to enjoy spending time with him. Although I had no specific intent of starting a new relationship, it was nice not to feel lonely anymore. Most importantly, my 2 dogs loved him. That is important. I met his mother and sisters, and they almost immediately adopted me into their family, and his mother started calling me mijo, my son in Spanish. After we had been dating about 3 months, I finally reached a point where I felt I could totally open up to him. I no longer considered us to be just dating. I posted on Facebook a new relationship status. The post got over 500 likes and comments. That's crazy. He and I met for breakfast a few hours after I made the post, and he was beaming. He said that he was happy that he knew how I felt about him, and he said that he was happy that the post was just a few days before his ex's birthday, and he liked that his ex would see it. That's when everything went haywire. The next day, he said he was getting flooded with texts, phone calls, and messages about this new status. He said his phone was literally blowing up. I asked him if the post was causing him trouble and if I should take it down, and he said no, it's already out there. That night, he texted me saying that all the messages and rehashing things from his past was exhausting him. The next morning, he asked me if I could take the post down. Then about an hour later, when I was in a work meeting, he sends a text in all caps. Take the post down now and set your Facebook to private. All caps, exclamation points. I stepped out of the meeting and did as he asked. Later that night, he said he wasn't doing well emotionally and needed some time. The next morning, he said he wanted to stop seeing me and that he couldn't believe how selfish I was and that I may have harmed him socially and financially as he primarily uses his Facebook to promote music he is editing and producing. He is demanding that I apologize to him. I was so confused. I told him that in my experience, when something irrationally happens like this, that there's usually something else going on, something I wasn't previously aware of. I told him that I wanted to continue our relationship, but only with honesty. I said that it seemed like he was still emotionally tangled up with something in his past. After a few days of communication silence from him, I texted him, "So do you not care about us anymore?" He texted back saying it was over, that I was right about him still being emotionally tangled with his past, and that it wasn't me, it was him, and that I was a wonderful person. My head is still spinning, and I'm very sad. I'm not sure I understand what even happened. I don't believe I actually harmed his business or financially. The only thing I can think of is that maybe he was still closeted. I really don't know. What do you guys think?
Oh, wow. I guess rule number one, if you're in a relationship and you're going to put it on social media, discuss it first.
Yeah. Good idea.
on both parties. That's just life now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because some people just don't like to show their private life on social media. And I know several people, especially in my field, that have kept their relationships very close to the vest, very private, didn't even reveal that they were in relationships until the relationship was like years old.
Right. What confuses me about this is that he was happy at first about it. That's
he was like beaming,
part.
He was excited.
Right.
But I feel he was happy about it, but I feel like he was happy about it for the wrong reasons.
Right.
Because immediately I got a red flag when he was beaming about it, and he was like, "Yeah,
I can't wait for my ex
I can't wait
to
for my
see this."
Yeah." It was a few days before his ex's birthday, and he liked that his ex would see it. It's like that shouldn't have been your first thought.
I feel like I don't think it has anything to do with business, or
No.
I feel like that opened up he and the ex talking, and maybe they're.
I don't know why I was like demanding to take it down though.
Oh,
well,
true.
He might have been demanding to take it down because
the ex wanted him to.
The ex wanted him to take it down so that they could get back together.
Right.
Because then it would look bad if he was in a relationship with someone else.
Right. I really feel like that's what's going on there. Could be wrong.
Yeah. This goes back to the one was still friends with his dad, with the ex's dad on Facebook. This guy is still friends with his ex. On Facebook.
Yeah. Exactly. And the fact that he wanted the ex to see it.
Yeah. Anytime that's your first thought,
that's a red flag.
That's not good.
No.
That means that you probably shouldn't be in the relationship you're in now if the first thought is, "Oh, I can't wait to rub this in my ex's face."
Right. Or I don't want my ex to see it, take it down because I don't want my ex to see it.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's also true. Someone commented, "Really sorry to read all this. Must feel really confusing and raw right now. Take some time for yourself to let this all subside. Then hopefully you can take some solace, some strength from the knowledge that this really wasn't your fault. This guy helped you realize you can enjoy relationships again if you choose to. It was he who wasn't ready. Take care."
Yeah. Good advice.
By the way, the main point I didn't make was that you really didn't fuck up. Maybe the mods need to move this one from today I fucked up. And OP said, "Yeah, even though the consensus seems to be that I dodged a bullet, I still genuinely don't know if I effed up or not." I don't think you did.
I don't think so either.
Someone commented here, he was happy that the post was just a few days before his ex's birthday, and he liked that his ex would see it. In his mind, this is weaponizing your new relationship to get back at his ex. It set off a shitstorm because he's less innocent about breaking up with his ex than he's been telling himself. Or you. I think you may have dodged a bullet. And OP said, "Oh my gosh, you're so right." Someone else said this does not seem like reasonable behavior, almost like he was cheating on you or had some other darkness going on. And OP said, true, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, someone said made ex jealous, got back with ex, plan worked for him. OP said, yeah, you may be right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel bad for OP, but
I do too.
He did dodge a bullet. It's really...
Someone said, wait, people still use Facebook? And OP said, well, he definitely doesn't. He has deleted his account.
Oh.
The ex. Not OP. The ex deleted his account. So
yeah,
that's
it has now. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel bad for OP because I feel like he was, like, this was the first relationship since his partner passing, his husband passing. I think it's good that he's not with this person because maybe they were a little unhinged or still attached to their ex or whatever that may be.
Yeah.
I will say one red flag you should have. It's not always a red flag, but... because, like I said, some people are very private. They don't want to share their stuff on social media. But if your partner is very weird and, like, about being on your social media or, like, taking photos with you or having anything to do, period, with, like, if you guys are not on the same page of that and they're just, like, you're in a new relationship and they're like, I don't want to be in a picture or anything, that may be a red flag. You may want to check that out because they may be in another relationship. Just saying. This is the final one today. This is interesting. I was a little confused by it, but we're going to see what happens. This is from Am I the Asshole? It's Am I the Asshole? A YouTuber tried to scam me into paying to delete video of my kids in my car.
Okay.
Okay.
You're going to have to say it one more time for me.
A YouTuber tried to scam me into paying to delete video of my kids in my car.
Okay.
Okay.
So is that extortion?
I don't know.
Is that the right?
Did they like they took video of your children, which is, I don't think you're allowed to do without like your consent technically. Right. But then they tried to get you to, tried to get you to pay them. Right. They said, well, I want, that's like blackmail, right?
Yeah.
To be like, well, I'll take it down if you pay me. I don't know. Let's see. The other day, I ran into a pharmacy for about 10 minutes. I had my 2 kids with me. Both are 7. It was a cool November day, maybe 65 degrees out, and I was in a rush. To be as quick as possible, I left them in the car. 4 windows cracked, plenty of air to breathe, but not enough space for an adult hand to get in. Door locked, keys with me. Although legal, Caitlin's law, in parentheses, I know this is a controversial move, and some people may write me off immediately here, but please read on. Okay, I will read on. I will do as you say. When I got into my car, I heard someone yelling at me from the distance. He then rolled up next to my driver's side door and started yelling at me. He came in hot, and I'll paraphrase, quote, "You messed up and left the kids in the car. I'm a YouTuber, and this is going to be all over YouTube and Instagram. I got your kids climbing around your trunk and trying to start the car. You messed up today." My response was calm at first. My kids are fine. Worry about your own kids if you have them, but thanks for your concern. Then it escalated. He repeatedly told me I messed up and was a bad parent. I repeatedly told him that he explicitly couldn't film my children or me. I asked him to see his video, and he said I had to pay him to delete it, or else I'd be able to see it on YouTube. I asked where I could see it on YouTube once posted, and he wouldn't tell me his YouTube handle. He claimed if I could respond, it would give me clout, and he didn't want me having any clout on his back. Then I started filming him just in case. Eventually, his girlfriend came out of the store, sat next to him, and started filming me. While we were talking on camera together, he actually said again that I needed to pay him to delete the video. So now he, quote unquote, messed up today. So there's actually blackmail evidence if I wanted to go that route, which I prefer not to. Friends I've told have taken my side, of course. To be honest, there's a part of me that thinks if this man had approached me differently with good intentions and an interest in educating me on being better parenting, maybe cannot speak. Maybe I'd have listened and appreciated him. I get the argument there, and I don't usually do this, but in my view, he was trying to use this situation as a way to profit off my family. Am I the asshole?
Ooh. She's not the asshole. Maybe not too smart to leave her kids in the car. I bet she's learned her lesson.
Yeah. I think everyone kind of sucks here.
Yeah. But he's the big one.
Yeah, I'm like, what? I'm like, is that what his YouTube channel is? Going around finding people doing bad things.
A YouTube channel?
That's what I want. That's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
Was he just lying to like
scare her into paying her some money?
Yeah, like he saw this happening and thought I could get some money. Maybe it's a nice car or something, and he was like, I can get this person to pay me.
Yeah.
Because I think it's funny that I feel like that's, like, I know the YouTuber mentality and him saying, like, no, I don't want to give you clout or the platform to, like, come back at me. I feel like that wouldn't be the case. You would want the drama back and forth, like people talking about it, honestly.
Right.
So I think it's funny. I think it's suspicious that he wouldn't give tickle your hair. That he wouldn't give his handle.
I do too.
Because I feel like he would have been like, you can watch this on YouTube at Finding Kids Bad Parents. Like, like I feel like he'd be using that. I also think it's weird. I'm trying to figure out, did he even film it to begin with? Because it says here...
Did he show it to her?
He came in hot. You messed up. I'm a YouTuber. I got your kids climbing around. My response was calm. He repeatedly told me that I was a bad parent. I asked him to see his video, and he said I had to pay him to delete it, or else I'd be able to see it on YouTube. I asked where I could see it, and he wouldn't tell me his handle. He claimed if I could respond, it would give me clout. Yeah, I just find that weird. So he's not filming at this point.
No.
But he said he had filmed it.
Right.
So I don't
think he's a real YouTuber.
And then she said, then I started filming him just in case. And eventually his girlfriend came out of the store. She sat next to him in his car, I guess, and she started filming him. But I bet the girlfriend didn't start filming except for the fact that she realized that her boyfriend was being filmed.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is so like... They don't know that we filmed them filming them, filming them. Like, what? Yeah, that's weird. Someone said, not the asshole. Anyone who records someone else's children with while their parents are not around to consent is a huge creep, even before the blackmail aspect of it. Someone said, OP needs to call the cops or a lawyer immediately, hand over the video, get the blackmail shakedown charge on the record first. It generally doesn't work as well if OP makes her claims afterwards. Lawyer can get the guy's info and reach out to YouTube as well. YouTube tends to not like minors being exploited on their platform, or rather they don't like it when lawyers point out minors are being exploited on their platform.
Yeah, that's probably good advice, but I don't know if she's going to be able to identify him.
That's the thing.
I guess what she needed to do is make sure and get a license plate. Otherwise, I don't know how he would be identifiable.
I don't like that. I mean, I feel like we need to talk about this just a little bit. I don't like that she left her kids in the car.
Yeah. Absolutely not. But
I know there's 7 people, because some people in the comments are like, 7 months old is one thing, but 7 years old, they can get out of the car if it gets too hot. I'm not even as worried about it getting hot. It's a November day. I'm worried about someone kidnapping your children.
Exactly.
That's my issue.
Exactly.
I mean, I know that you and I don't even like staying in the car.
No.
And maybe we're more, but like,
no.
I don't know, just someone being in the car by themselves, not paying attention, can get carjacked or hurt or whatever, or
but especially
robbed.
Children.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, you've got the doors locked, but
someone can break the window and nab the children.
And you think, oh, well, even if you've talked to your children about it, There was a case not too long ago I heard on the news where the parent had felt like they had talked to the children, had taught them well, and they tempted them with a dog.
Yeah.
They said, "Oh, look at our puppies. You want to pet the puppy." And
I don't know.
A 7-year-old might not can resist that.
I won't, even if it's nice weather, I won't. This guy right here, this little guy right here, he's 10 years old. That's more than a 7-year-old. Even if it's cool outside, I won't leave him in the car because he's too cute and I'm afraid someone will steal him. And that's what, I mean, that's the same rule as children. Yeah. Somebody wants to kidnap a kid. I don't trust humans these days. I don't trust them. And I don't,
not when it comes to your
personal children. or your fur children. I don't think it's worth it. I get like, okay, I just got to run in the pharmacy. I don't want to take my kids out of the car seats and to whatever, but I don't know.
It doesn't, I mean, she said 10 minutes. It doesn't take 10 minutes.
And if somebody's watching you, it's the same as like, I don't ever leave my purse in the car because one time 15 years ago, I left my purse in the car and I mean, people watch you. People watch for that kind of thing. We went in a restaurant real quick. We were even sitting in a window where we could see the car, looked away for a few minutes. Someone busted the car window, stole my purse. Yeah. And so never again will I do that. Just because.
And what we learned from that situation is they said that's what people do. They sit in parking lots and they watch, especially for women if they're not carrying a purse. Yeah. Because they assume if you're not carrying it, that you locked it in your car.
Yeah. So I just don't, I mean, I don't think you're an asshole for doing it. I get it. You're tired. You're a mom. You're having to do all this shit. It's just, I personally wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
But trying to extort someone for doing that, it'd even be one thing if they were like, I'm gonna call the police on you.
Right.
That's one thing because they're actually, it sounds like they're actually concerned for the child's safety. Like I've seen a lot of stories about that where like people will call like police or whatever if they see like a dog in a hot car or whatever. They're like, I'm calling the authorities. That's one thing because it sounds like you actually like you're worried about these children's well-being or the dog's well-being or whatever. This person is just trying to get clout themselves or get money, get paid off.
He didn't care about the kids at all.
No, not at all. If you cared about kids, that would not be your YouTube channel. No. Like, I'm going to expose, because you're not exposing these people. You didn't ask for their name or anything like that. You're just like showing kids in a car. No. That's where I'm with you. I don't think they were a YouTuber.
No, they were just trying to get money.
Someone said, not the asshole. To be honest, it sounds like he was trying to scam money out of you, but maybe that's my paranoia. And someone said, yeah, that's the fact. The fact that he wouldn't show her the video makes me think there isn't one. See, or that he wouldn't give his handle.
That's a new thing that's come about.
Yeah.
From the internet is used to.
That's not something I would ever have thought about.
No, yeah.
I'm going to put this on my YouTube channel.
Pretending to be a YouTuber so that you could.
Well, I could see that like.
Well, you see that all the time now. Anytime you go anywhere, anybody acts up or.
Yeah.
People start filming, use their phone and start filming.
Or like if you work in retail or the service industry or whatever, and people will be like, I'm going to write a review on you on Yelp. I'm a 5-star Yelp reviewer. Yeah. Like, so I guess it is used, but let's see if they commented any. Oh, this is actually, it's actually a male, not a mom. It's dad, okay. I believe, now that I'm looking at the account. It doesn't look like they commented at all. No. They do comment a lot on Reddit. It's a lot of car stuff, which is funny. But yeah, I'm not seeing anything about like any comments for this post. So
wow. He's in big trouble with if there's a wife.
Oh, yeah.
Can you imagine going home and telling your wife?
Or husband.
Or husband.
Like, what did you do? Someone said if it's on YouTube, YouTube may take it down quickly. YouTube can do what they want regarding the banning of distasteful, impossible, illegal content. That's not the same as a lawyer being able to take possession of the video. And I didn't say it wasn't blackmail. Sure sounds like it was blackmail attempt, but the court has to go through and decide that before the tape might be destroyed if found in the victim's favor. A lawyer can't simply charge with blackmail and immediately take possession of the video.
How hard would it be to find it if you didn't know their handle? How hard would it be to search on YouTube?
It depends.
Put in parent leaves kids in car.
I mean, yeah, I don't know how many videos are. I've never searched that. So I don't know how many videos are like that out on the internet. I guess maybe you could, because if they were trying to like get you in trouble, then they might have tagged like the location you were at, like the city or the state or whatever. Maybe they tagged the kind of car you were in. So I would search like, 2 7-year-olds in Subaru in Target parking lot in Indianapolis, and see if it comes up, I guess.
Yeah.
And kind of like backtrack from there. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Yeah.
I don't think he was a YouTuber.
I don't either. A lot of people are saying, "You're not the asshole. Your kids are fine. They're not babies or toddlers. They were fine." 7 is pretty young.
That's pretty young.
I'm like, I don't think I'm leaving my kid in the car unless they're like 16 or older.
Yeah.
Unless they can drive themselves. And so that means that they can be in a car by themselves when it's operating.
Yeah. Well, I don't like leaving you in the car with you.
I know. It's same for you. I'm like, are you going to be okay? I'm going to park close.
Well, I know, like if you and I are together and we're shopping or something, there's one place I want to run in real quick and you stay in the car. Mm-hmm. A lot of times we'll do it because of the parking or whatever.
Or because we have the dog with us.
Yes.
And we're not going to leave the dog in the car.
Right. But I know that you're going to be on your phone, probably scrolling social media.
Scrolling on Reddit. No.
Yeah, or on Reddit.
But if I have Diggle, he'll bark if anyone gets near the car.
But I know that, okay, you're not going to be paying attention, so somebody could come up and...
Yeah. But, I mean... That's the thing. Like, I don't know. Again, it's just one of those things. Don't put yourself in situations. Don't put your kid in that situation.
Don't put your dog in that situation.
Don't put your dog in that situation. I've never left Diggle in the car. It terrifies me. So I can't imagine having a child and doing that. Like I said, he's just a baby. And, like, I'm sorry, until you're, like, 16 or 17, you're still just a baby.
Well, we know how easy, because of your purse being stolen that time. They have a tool where it's like a suction cup, and they just pop your window out. Mm-hmm. And I mean, it's
and like they could just grab your kid, grab your dog.
Yeah.
I mean, I know a lot of people are like, well, my dog wouldn't let them touch him. They'd bite him and all, which is true in some cases.
But our dog would.
I don't know if Diggle would or not. Diggle might bite him, but he's so little. It's one thing if you have like a German Shepherd, but Diggle's so little they could probably grab him.
I feel like they could charm him.
Diggle's smart enough. He wouldn't be charmed. He's looking at you.
You might give him a treat.
No. Diggle can read people.
That's true.
Diggle can read people so well. I'm telling you, any person that I've ever been like, the vibes are off, he is not liked. There was, okay, I'll tell the story. Okay, this is going to be the final story. This is, one time, I won't say where it was at.
Yeah, don't say where.
But we were at an event and Diggle was there. And Diggle was just like, it was a very crowded area. Okay, there was a lot of people there. It was an event when I was in the band that I was in, and Diggle was with us, and it was like hundreds of people, okay, walking around. Diggle was chill, cool all day. We were in public, didn't bark, bite at anyone, nothing, which he that's how he was back then. Like now he's a little more anxious because he doesn't go out in public as much. But then he was chill. He was like, he loved everyone, didn't bark at anyone, except there's this one child at this event. It's probably like a 10-year-old kid.
Maybe not that old.
Maybe not that old.
No.
Every time he would run by or walk by, Diggle would like viciously bark at him.
I mean, viciously.
Yeah, and we were like embarrassed because we were like, Diggle, why are you barking at this little child? Like, stop it, you know, like not cool. And this kid
people had come up and petted him all day, talked to him, held him.
Yeah.
He.
But every time this kid walked by and we were like in the same area with the kid, he would just bark and it was crazy. And we were like, what is going on? And so finally, like it happened like a third time and we told like the kid's mom or whatever. We were like, we're so sorry that like we don't know what it is. And the kid's mom was like, oh, that's okay. Well, how did they put it? They were like, that's okay. He's not really a dog person. Anyway, our kid, we had to get rid of our dog because he threw our dog down the stairs.
Yeah.
And we were like, what the fuck? And from that, I was like, well, that's why he's barking at your son.
Yeah.
He knows. He knows. He was like, you're a bad guy. Like Diggle knew. He's like, stay away from me.
Diggle knew this child did not like dogs.
Diggle knew.
He knew.
And there's been multiple times where like there was someone that I was like, I don't know about them, and Diggle was like growled or barked at them, and I was like, okay, that confirms my gut instinct about this person. So Diggle, I trust your instincts. I think you would bite someone, but at the same time, I don't want them to hurt you. So you're not getting locked in a car. But yeah, I mean, it's very circumstantial, but I don't think that guy had a YouTube channel.
No.
So anyway, what do you think, Diggle?
I just want to take my nap.
Says the vibes were all wrong. But yeah, social media, internet can be a dumpster fire of a place.
Yeah. It's the people that are the dumpster fire, though.
Yeah.
Not the internet.
Yeah. So let us know in the comments if you've had any crazy stories that occurred on social media. I mean, I could go on all day talking about comments people have made on my stuff and everything else. But yeah, you know, you gotta just take things with a grain of salt on the internet and realize it's just another basically social thing that you just have to figure out how to navigate. And watch your children.
Watch your children.
In public and on social media. It's communication. No, dude, what was the saying in the 90s? I remember when I was a child that the news would say, it's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your children are? That was before cell phones. Now they should do the same thing. It's 10 o'clock. Are your children on their iPads? What are they watching?
Yeah.
You know?
Who are they talking to?
Who are they talking to? But yeah, just, you know, just be careful out there, folks.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's today's episode 7. If you're watching on YouTube, please give it a like and subscribe. If you're listening on Spotify, Apple, all of those, please rate the episode. Leave us a little comment if you'd like. Let us know what subreddits and topics you'd like us to explore next time.
If you disagree with us on any of these,
let us know.
Let us
have
know. We want to
give it to us.
We want to hear the other side.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe there's something we didn't think of.
Definitely. I want to know your thoughts and opinions.
Yeah.
I was going to say something else, but I don't remember what it was. Thank you guys so much for watching, for listening. And we will see you on the flip side.
Bye.
Bye. Say bye, Diggle.
Bye. My name's Diggle, and I said goodbye.